Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru coming back with another video. This time, a movie review. I have seen the first Devil Wears Prada. Very interesting film from 2006. So it's nearly 20 years ago. Hence why they're making the second one, Devil Wears Prada 2, coming out on May the 1st. Very soon. Very excited about it. So I had to go back through my collection. This is, of course, DVD, so vintage, if you will, Devil Wears Prada. I've also got the IMDb page pulled up right next to me, so I'm going to be going into that real quick. So like I said, 2006, real introduction to fashion for people that didn't, already work in the industry. It was PG-13, an hour and 49 minutes. It's a pretty good runtime, just under 2 hours, and it flew by, so it was really cool. Star-studded cast. We got Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Stanley Tucci, and Emily Blunt. I did not realize Emily Blunt was in this first one, so that's really cool to find that out. So yeah, let's go into with an inspiration for becoming a journalist. Andy, which is played by Anne Hathaway's character, a smart but sensible young graduate, travels to New York. She starts working as an assistant of one of the city's biggest high fashion magazine editors, cynical Miranda Presley. So, really interesting stuff there. It was directed by David Freckle, which let me go into his repertoire real quick. Let's see. So it says he is best known for Devil Wears Prada, 2006. He directed One Chance in 2013, which I'm not sure what that is. Doctor, which is a TV series. He was a director on Band of Brothers, which I believe Tom Hanks also executively produced that. That's pretty cool. Oh, it looks like the last thing he did was Devil Wears Prada 2 this year in 2026. So they brought back David Freckle. He was born on April 2nd, 1959. So he recently celebrated a birthday as well. Let's see. Oh, he directed The Morning Show on Apple TV. So that's really cool. Manifest TV series, he directed that. Collateral Beauty, which I haven't heard of. The Barker and the Beauty. Inventing Anna, so he created that miniseries. Jerry and Marge Go Large. The Irrational. So I haven't heard of a couple of these series. They're from a few years ago. Let's see. Marley and Me. Oh, he directed the first Marley and Me. So yeah, he's done a couple of small films for, it looks like Disney mostly. 20th Century Fox. But cool that David Freckle is coming back to direct Devil Wears Prada 2 as well. Let me go back real quick. So yeah, interesting stuff with the plot, because we do see that Anne Hathaway has a boyfriend, has a kind of a life established before she gets into the runway industry with fashion. Her boyfriend Nate, played by Adrian Grenner, thought he was the Jonas Brother, to be honest with you. But this was a long time before the Jonas Brothers. And I didn't really care for the boyfriend in this story. I thought Anne Hathaway could have done better. There is kind of a subplot where she's introduced to another guy. If I could find him. This him? No, this is another guy. Let's see if I can find this dude. Blonde. Is that Simon Barker? Director, says actor, director. Simon Barker recognized in 1982 Australia's protagonist for award for most popular talent. Los Angeles, Barker immediately cast as Academy Award winning LA Confidential. Okay, so is this the guy? Yeah, the Mentalist, the dude from the Mentalist, blonde guy. Um, Interesting role they gave him, just because he was like someone in the industry that wanted to hook up with Anne Hathaway. And then immediately after they hook up, he tells her that they're gunning for her boss's job. So that was towards the end of the film, but it's just kind of annoying how he just keeps showing up. Even in Paris, he follows her to Paris. Um, but it looks like this actor, uh, Simon Barker is his name. He just recently appeared in the new Scarpetta show on Prime with Nicole Kidman investigating murders with Jamie Lee Curtis. And he was also in The Narrow Road to the Deep North. Haven't heard of that. He's been in a lot of stuff since The Mentalist ended in 2015. He went from 2008 to 2015. Trying to see anything else. Woman in Trouble. So yeah, interesting stuff from Simon Barker. Didn't really care for his character, but you know, it's cool to see actors showing up. The real standout of the show, I would say, was the two Anne Hathaway, Andy Sachs, and Meryl Streep as Miranda Presley. Those were the best of the story. Didn't really care for Emily Blunt's Emily because she was kind of mean towards Anne Hathaway's character. I did really like Stanley Tucci as Nigel. Nigel was my favorite as well. So it was really cool to see that. Also, shout out to Tracy Thoms, who plays Lily. Really cool 911 actress. She plays Hannah's partner in 911. And I was shocked to see her in this, Devil Wears Prada, because I was like, wow, she's an actress from 911. Going on, let's see, James Holt was like a relatively recognizable actor. Daniel Sunja, he's been in things before, like Gone, The Dark Knight Rises. He played a cop. He was also in Manifest, Animal Kingdom. So he's been in a lot of TV shows. But Daniel Sunja was pretty cool. He was a designer for the runway. Anybody else from the show I need to mention? I think that was pretty much the whole cast. But it is based off a book, of course. You guys, this is a novel movie, which Paramount was known for a lot of adapting. This is 20th Century Fox. Okay, so 20th Century Fox, Disney, adapted this from a book. It felt very Paramount, though, the way it was made. Like older stories, you know, in the early aughts. Let's see. So yeah, they say it was a workplace drama comedy, which I'd say that. They say it's available for streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. So that's cool. You guys can check out this on streaming if you don't have the vintage DVD like I did. But pretty good stuff from Devil Wears Prada. I wasn't sure if I'd like the film or if I'd not, and then I really enjoyed it. So highly recommend you guys check it out before the second one comes out on May the 1st, kicking off our summer movie season. Let's see. It's got a 7 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's pretty good. Let's see. Anything else? Let me pull up real quick, because I did this with Project Hail Mary. Let me pull up another comparing. Okay, so I'm just comparing the book to the movie what 20th Century Fox released. So right here I've got a little bit pulled up because I do like to do a bit of a discussion about the differences between the book and then the movie. I did this with Project Hail Mary. If you guys haven't seen, check out my video. So let's pull this up. Devil Wears Prada movie 2006 is more sympathetic glorious and considered vision of Lauren Weisberg's 2003 novel, which is darker, more cynical, and explores a less likable Andrea struggling with her morals. So that is part of the story that maybe we'll get in Devil Wears Prada 2, a darker story, more complex. I did have a theory that, when Andy has to fire Emily for being sick, that was kind of harsh, but then Miranda ends up telling her that's how you have to be in the industry. You have to be cutthroat and looking out for yourself. So that part was accurate to the book. Let's see. The film adds high-stakes drama like the Paris trip and focuses on personal growth, while the book focuses on a year of miserable servitude that causes Andrea to lose herself and her relationships. So that was another thing that I was noticing in the movie. I was like, you kind of have to donate all your time to this job. You don't really have time to have a significant other or anything else. Okay, so the key differences between the book and the movie. Let's get into the tea. Andy's personality. Okay, the book, Andrea is more ruthless, smokes incessantly, and dislikes her job throughout. The movie, Andy is more empathetic, hardworking, and eventually respects the fashion world. So that's totally different from the book. Okay, Miranda Presley. Meryl Streep's movie provides more nuance, power, and a glimpse of vulnerability, such as the scene where she discusses her divorce. So yeah, you find out that Miranda's losing her husband, like a second husband, I guess, to these twins, having to raise kids in the industry with scandals. It's very difficult. Okay, so the boyfriend Alex versus Nate. Let's get into this too, because I was wondering about this. In the book, her boyfriend is Alex, an overworked teacher. The movie changes him to Nate, a chef who is frustrated with her job, as a plot for the lack of balance. Totally off, guys. That movie made no sense, making him a chef. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm a chef. But it made no sense with him being mad at her having a job in fashion. That part didn't make any sense. And in the book, he was a teacher. So yeah, weird. The ending. Okay, so let's get into this, because a lot of people have mentioned the ending is very weird to understand. In the movie, with Andy famously tossing her phone into the fountain in Paris, choosing a different career path, in the book, her departure is less dramatic. She tells off Miranda, but leaves in less of a victorious manner. So she actually has words with Miranda, which I kind of thought you had to with this kind of personality. Okay, so the key relationships. Lily, Andy's best friend, has a severe alcohol problem and gets into a major car accident in the book, while her character is significantly diminished in the movie. So that's very interesting as well. We see the car crash flipped, because instead of it being Andy's friend, it's the other assistant. It's Emily who's hit by a car. So that's really weird. They take the pieces from the book and they make it like Jenga. They switch it all around. Okay, so fashion and transformation. This is like one of the last ones. In the book, Andy's makeover is dramatic, head-to-toe change into exclusively Prada items gifted by Jeffrey. The movie focuses more on a clipped or chai style transformation of Nigel. So yeah, there's a whole different friend in the book. It's called Jeff, but they call him Nigel in the movie. So that is very interesting. They changed the names of the friends. Change that she actually liked the fashion industry in the movie, where in the book she hated it. So that is fascinating as well. What do you guys think of this discussion on Devil Wears Prada from 2006? Let me know. Be sure to like the video. Comment down below if you want more of these discussion videos comparing the movies to the books. I'm going to be doing some more videos very soon, so be sure to follow the channel, support the channel here on YouTube. You can also support me on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, anywhere I got social media at Scene Screen Guru. I made it up to almost 90 subscribers on YouTube, so I appreciate you very much for all the follows. And I'll be coming out with some more content very soon. Until then, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be signing off. Have a good one.